Welcome, foolish mortals.
Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. I'm Jim, and this is Dollar Tree Theater, episode 11, the final episode of Haunted Doll Month, and I watched The Revenge of Robert the Doll series. This was the fourth movie in the series, and it's also known as The Legend of Robert the Doll. Man, I really don't know what to say about this movie after having just watched it. Let's just go to the trailer. You watch that. We'll come back. And yeah. Okay. So, The Revenge of Robert. I have my notes. This is an 81-minute film with a $150,000 budget. It actually was just released this April 5th in Sweden, so lucky you, Sweden. This movie is on Tubi. It's on a bunch of streaming sites, so yay, Tubi Tuesday. Only got a 2.6 stars on IMDb, and that's probably pretty accurate. The main star again is Lee Bain, as in the last film, which was Robert and the Toymaker. This picks up right at the end of Robert and the Toymaker, but immediately goes into like a 40-minute flashback, which was so not necessary. Like, so much of this film was that 40 minutes of flashback about this occult book that ends up in the toy maker's hands at the end of The Curse of Robert, or no, the whatever episode, whatever movie 2 was. You know, it's the end is when the toy maker has the book then. So anyways, it takes 40 minutes worth of this backstory just to get to the ending of Robert and the Toymaker movie, where this movie should have taken place. So there's a 40-minute unnecessary travel of the occult book that's just not necessary, because it gives no information about who wrote the book, how it was written, where it comes from, the origins of the magic in it, and everything else. Something else that set me off right away, if you've watched some of my other reviews, you know that I have a thing about these moonlit transitions where there's just the scene of the moon in the sky transitioning from one scene to the next. That's just unnecessary, and this does that a couple of times. There are more kills than in the previous Robert the Doll movies, but they're not done by Robert the Doll. They're like Nazi kills, and the first 5 kills, 4 of them are shots to the head by Nazis, and 1 is a shovel to the head. So anyways, you go through 40 minutes of the flashback. It transitions to the current state of time, which would have been 1941, and they transition by using Nazi footage, actual like newsreels footage. And so now we're on the train with the toy maker and the 3 dolls that he has and the book, trying to escape Germany to keep the book from falling into the hands of the Nazis, and also just because he's greedy. And then we have 2 different agents. One is a SS agent, and one is, I think, from the UK, the United Kingdom, or somebody, you know, like a secret service, like James Bond. They're each being given direction to go on the train to get the book before it reaches its destination. So we go through a lot of like, I haven't been on a train, so maybe this is an actual thing, or it was back in 1941, but the verbal requesting to see people's tickets, like, the person who goes up and down the aisles. So, like, everybody is being asked multiple times to show their ticket, or have they seen, and they have this crude drawing of the Toymaker. I thought that was somewhat silly. So while that's going on, we end up having the Toymaker have a flashback to himself, giving more backstory to the Toymaker, which I suppose is a little bit more relevant than that 40-minute flashback at the beginning of the movie, because at least this is giving some kind of backstory to the Toymaker and what his motivations are for his children, which is what he calls the dolls. He's also being haunted by a ghost. And the ghost makes sense as well. And she has, you can't escape the ghosts of the past because they'll always be with you, is something that she says. At any rate, the two agents don't get the Toymaker. He wins because Robert and the other two dolls kind of come to his rescue. So you don't really get any Robert action until the very end of this movie, and everything's good because they use more war footage. This time, the celebration in New York City about the war being over and the Nazis surrendering. So that's how you know that chapter has concluded. And then they have a little title screen that says United Kingdom 2012. So now we're kind of at the time frame that the first Robert movie, and this is where Agatha comes in, who was my favorite character in that first movie. And she was played by Judith Haley. She reprised her role as Agatha, and she's talking to the Toymaker, who is her brother, and she wants the book because her current employers are not treating her very well, and they have a little squabble. She does not get the book, but she ends the movie by walking away with the suitcase that has Robert the Doll in it, and then that takes us full circle to the first movie, Robert the Doll. And so go back to that review if you'd like. This was not as well made as the last movie, but way too much Nazi and backstory. Like, I just wish that if you had a franchise of a haunted doll, you would do more of a haunted doll movie. They do a real good job of using all of these taglines from, like, Chucky movies. Killing is child's play. The last movie's tagline was "There's a new puppet master in town," but then they don't do anything to justify those taglines. Just really, really not happy with this movie. Really wished I would have stuck to my original plan when I decided to dedicate July as Haunted Doll Month. I was going to do a different haunted doll franchise type movie that I had picked up from the dollar store, because I do have other haunted doll movies that I've picked up at Dollar Tree, and maybe I'll review those in a future date, or maybe I'll do a second month sometime down the line. But there is one more movie that I'm aware of in the series of Robert, and that's Robert Reborn. And I really don't know. I'm afraid that if I watch it, it's going to be too much flashback to Nazi Germany or something. Like, I'm going to have PTSD of flashbacks from this series of movies. Anyways, let me know what you think. If you've seen any of the Robert the Doll movies, let me know what you think in the comments. Hit a like or a share if you'd like, and hit the notification bells so you can be alerted to more videos as I put them out, because I have like some standard dates that I put videos up, but then I also sometimes spontaneously come across something that I make a video and immediately post it. So do me a favor, hit the notification bell, and thanks for your time, and have a great day.
I would like to thank all the little people who work so hard to make this picture a success. I would like to thank them, but I really can't because I did it all myself.